Fox weather storm specialist Mike Seidel is in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, joins us this morning. Mike, you were there all weekend long. What's the latest? Good morning.
Good morning. It's a much better morning this morning because the wind has really backed off. We had those 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts with the bomb cyclone. Right now, the winds are running at about 8 to 10 miles an hour. It's 23, and the wind chill's down in the mid-teens. Here's the issue this morning. I didn't see any snowplows. I saw highway graders. Those are the ones that scrape. They do a pretty good job, but if you don't salt the highways, and as far as I can tell, Highway 158 was not salted. I don't see any signs. You can see the residue. And look what we have this morning. I'll even walk out here. This is all black ice. This is all black ice. And meanwhile, we continue to see how this is going to make out today. We're going to get above freezing, but this is pretty thick. This is about an inch thick, and vehicles have been flying down the highway. If you hit your brakes on this, you're going to spin around and maybe spin off the roadways. So that's the concern here. Just it's packed down. It's like an inch to an inch and a half of, looks like plastic, like translucent plastic. There you go. So it's a cold morning. Today's highs will get above freezing by a little bit. We're talking temperatures up around 35 or 36, but with the sun, that'll help melt a lot of this off, but without the salt, it's going to take longer than normal. So highs today in the mid-30s. That's still 20 degrees below average. The average high now in the Cape is about 55 degrees. We had about 6 to 10 inches of snow. And then as we go through the next several days, temperatures get back up to 40. We'll probably have a little bit of rain here, a cold rain on Wednesday night, as the next cold front comes through and knocks the temperatures back a notch. So highs by the end of the week, mid to latter part of the week, mid to upper 30s again. Very cold, 15 to 20 degrees below average for the season as the next Arctic shot comes in and really hits the northeast harder. This one, though, this next one is not going to penetrate all the way down to the Gulf Coast in Florida, fortunately, for those people who are still without power in parts of Louisiana, Tennessee, and Mississippi. Back here, though, looking forward to the sunshine today, less wind, and a better day overall, but again, still very, very cold for the early part of the month.
And Mike, I know you know Highway 12 often, and I don't know if you know about this, but I was looking at North Carolina Department of Transportation. They had the plows out on there for a while, overwashed for a bit. Have you heard anything about Highway 12?
You know, that's a good point. I need to check that this morning. They were closed. It was closed last night, trying to get the sand and the snow off 12 at Pea Island. I'll get back to you in the next hour.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding me about that.
Yeah, because you're always
I
great
just
about that. Mike, you know this area
that.
so well. I might as well ask him just in case. But I did see something on Department of Transportation. You're right, so we'll check on that.
Mike, real quick before we let you go,
okay.
With your vast history of covering storms around the Outer Banks, what do you think is a bigger impact for the local community? A big nor'easter with a snow impact or a hurricane? Which I know that's kind of a loaded question because they do kind of come in with their own things, but in some ways you can see some similar impacts.
Similar, but hurricanes by far, because we've got the off-season population, the year-round population, 35 to 40,000 people. Compare that to a weekend in the summer with 250,000 plus on the Outer Banks. Consider evacuations, loss of business income with people leaving, people not coming down because of the threat of a tropical storm or hurricane. So by far, a hurricane has much, much more impact than this. You know, there were some people that checked into the hotel and left on Friday. They obviously hadn't been watching Fox weather because this storm was predicted. But by and large, it was just one of those days yesterday. It was a snow day. Virtually everything was closed yesterday. Things are going to ramp back up today. The roads are going to melt off, and we'll be back and running, although it's going to stay cold. So that's the long answer to a short question.
No, that's a good one.
It's good perspective, though, because you've covered both of them there.
Yeah.
Fox weather storm specialist Mike Seidel, hopefully you get a nice hot breakfast this morning. You earned it.
Yeah.
Yep, something's open.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully something's open.
That's true.
Storm specialist Mike Seidel opting to ride the storm out from the coastline at Kill Devil Hills. And he joins us now with the very latest out of the city, in the city where they've been cleaning up. And Mike, I was watching your coverage over the weekend, and it was just so wild to see the snow with those winds. And I'm sure you are still finding sand in places you didn't even think was possible.
You know, that reminds me of what I used to say back my days growing up on the beach in Maryland, Delaware. I found sand in places I never knew I could find it. So
Exactly.
yeah, sand, and that's because if you were watching for a while there, when the snow stopped for a while, it was just sand blowing down the beach. It was like a hurricane tropical storm. Then the snow kicked back up, and late Sunday night into yesterday morning, it was snowing and blowing pretty good. This morning, the sun is back out for the first time in several days. The temperatures will get above freezing today. Right now, we're 23 with a wind chill down around 13 degrees. So it's a chilly morning. The average high is 55. So today, we'll get to 35 or 36. Yesterday, only in the mid-20s, so there was little, if any, melting yesterday. But look at this. This is our scene this morning out here on 158, the main highway here on the northern Outer Banks. The sun is going to do its job, but as far as I can tell, I don't see any salt or any residue from salt on the roadway. So this is packed snow and ice, and we have some black ice as far as the eye can see up and down this roadway. I was driving this morning. Here you can see the video from before sunrise, about 5 a.m., and you can see the sheen from the headlights or from the street lights off the ice and snow, and you really had to slow down. We had one guy spin out about an hour ago. I don't know if he was trying to make a left turn too late, and he just spun around and went into a parking lot. He didn't hit anything. He got out, and then he got back in and drove off. But you got to slow down out here. Cars are doing pretty good. We've seen a few that have zipped on by, which is pretty touch and go, because you hit the brakes, you hit a patch of ice, and all of a sudden you're gone, especially some of these pickup trucks, and don't have anything in the back of the pickup truck. So our cold weather will continue here. We had 6 to 8 inches of snowfall, pretty decent snowfall, not as big as last year's 11. So they've had 2 plowable snowstorms in 2 years. That's unusual out here on the Outer Banks, because as I mentioned, the average highs this time of the year, the middle of winter, in the mid-50s. The winds have backed off today. Northwest at about 10 right now. That's why the wind chill is down in the mid-teens. And the waves have backed off. I looked at Diamond Shoals Buoy, which peaked at 20.3 feet, and they dropped down to about 10.5 feet. Now they're back up around 12 feet. So way off the coast, we still have 10 to 12 footers, but the Atlantic has calmed down. I'm going to try to get out to the beach here shortly, grab some fresh video to show you here on Fox Weather, give you an idea how the wind energy, once the wind energy disappears, the waves and the wave energy backs off, and the waves get much, much smaller. So, Marissa, another cold day here on the Outer Banks, another shot of cold air coming into this part of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic as we get towards the weekend. So their highs will stay below average for the foreseeable future, although tomorrow we should crack 40 with some rain on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it's that 40 that's going to feel really nice, and heck, even some of that sunshine right now. I was surprised, though, in your video to see just how icy it was, how packed down it was. And then real quickly, too, Mike, I was looking at Highway 12. There was an update on that. It is still closed because of that overwash and everything else that they've been managing. And then I don't think they've set a timetable when it would reopen, but no surprise the Outer Banks got hammered with that. Well, very aggressive.
Yeah, yesterday they mentioned, well, when they closed it Saturday night and yesterday morning, late Sunday night, they mentioned it wouldn't be up until at least 5 p.m. Sunday, and it has come and gone. The wind's backed off, so now they can get the dirt back to the dune. I saw pictures at Pea Island, and the Atlantic had eaten through the dune line and was right over the highway, so they have to rebuild that dune back up. You know, it's just a constant battle. They built what they call the jug handle, which took a lot of that stretch out of harm's way and elevated the surface of the roadway, but there's still areas that are not elevated between Rodanthe and the bridge just south of Oregon Inlet that run this risk anytime we have a storm, whether it's a tropical storm, a hurricane, or a nor'easter. And the folks down on the other end, Rodanthe, Buxton, those areas are Avon, they're used to this, and they know that this is a common occurrence when we have a wind direction like this. And unfortunately, one more house went in yesterday in Buxton, and that makes 17 that have gone in the water because of storms, tropical or otherwise, since September. 17 in Buxton and Rodanthe combined.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was no surprise, right? We anticipated it, but still, to see another home succumb to the Atlantic, it is, yeah. It paints a very grim picture for the coast that's still going to be very vulnerable every season moving forward. Fox Weather Storm Specialist Mike Seidel joining us out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Still very icy and cold there, with a little bit of a warm up on the way. Thanks, Mike. Storm specialist Mike Seidel was opting to ride out the storm, sharing that coverage with us here over the weekend and right along the coastline at Kill Devil's Hill. Mike, if anybody deserves the sunshine, it is you this morning. But it's still cold out there, right? I mean, the sun is shining. But look at, you know what? Okay, behind you, those look like snow drifts. And I did see some photos of some intense snow drifts.
Look at this.
Wow.
About 3.5-foot snowdrift on the Outer Banks. It is cold. The sun is awfully warm. 24 degrees, wind chill's about 15, but I pulled the hood down because I don't really need it, and it's just more comfortable. But look at this. I mean, you can't be serious, but that's what happens if I can, whoa, there I go. Got to rock my way up. Remember, when it was snowing, most of the snow fell at temperatures in the mid-20s, and it's very powdery. So look how it drifted, and look at the little curly Q. It's always interesting to look at the drifts and how the wind moves that snow around. But you rarely see that here on the Outer Banks. Something else you don't often see is the snow and the black ice. This is Highway 158 out there, and look at that. Solid, just about the whole highway. There are some opening spaces. I don't notice any salt residue, Marissa, so I'm just saying, based on what I'm observing, I don't see any salt on the road. So that would help in a big way. They did scrape it with graders during the storm and out yesterday after the snow ended. But without the salt, it's not going to be as easy to melt because you put the salt on there, the cars and trucks mash into it, and you get the sunshine. Even though temperatures aren't above freezing yet, they will be. But you're still getting melting because the temperature is taken in the shade and not in the direct sunshine. So highs today, 35, 36. And then tomorrow we'll be back about 40. Tomorrow night a refreeze here on the Outer Banks. And then we'll get some rain on Wednesday and the end of the week, another shot of cold air. Not as cold as yesterday. Highs yesterday were only in the mid-20s. And the average high this week is 55 degrees. So do the mathematics there. And it is very, very cold. What I can tell you is things are starting to open up a little bit. Starbucks, McDonald's. So there is some sense that life is returning to normalcy. But Marissa, you asked me last hour, would they rather have this or a hurricane? And by far this. The inconvenience, yesterday was a snow day for basically the whole area. And remember, in the winter, there's about 35 or 40,000 year-round residents here. So it's very, very laid back, the locals, not like in the summer when we have some weekends up to 300,000 tourists out here on these beautiful beaches. Marissa?
Yeah, well, I was thinking, though, because I was told to keep it quick, but the consistency of the snow was so powdery, so rare as well. 15-20 to 1 ratio, the snow ratio. That's a very powdery, dry snow, Mike. Sandy.
Yeah, I didn't do the mathematics. I'd say it was probably at least 15 to 1. And recently I was looking last week, I think the snow in D.C. was like 7 to 8 to 1. And then it went over to like sleet. But yeah, it puts it in perspective. That's more like white mud. This is just powder. I don't even think I can make a snowball. Nope, you can't. It's still, because it's been so cold, it hasn't, there's no glaze on top yet. There may be tomorrow morning if we get some melting on top, but yep, no go.
Yeah, it
all
can
powder.
Be harder to measure. Harder to measure
incredible.
When it's that dry of a snow,
Oh,
right?
exactly.
Especially with the blowing of the wind. But essentially, if you're 15 to 1, 15 inches of snow for every 1 inch of water. Very efficient snowmaker that we had there in Kill Devil Hills. Either way, Mike. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and the wind had its advantages. Like I mentioned yesterday, most of the cars around here had no snow on them. You didn't have to. And this morning, I didn't have to do anything on the car. There was no ice. There was no snow. It all got blown off. It blew off, and there was no melting and refreezing. So it was. I thought I was going to have to come out and at least scrape some ice. But boy, it just kind of blew off everything as far as the cars and even the roads. Yeah. We never had 8 or 10 inches solid across all the roadways here.
Mother
we had
Nature.
some drifts, and then we had a lot of bare spots.
She helped us a little bit. But appreciate that update. Appreciate the sun that we're getting out there. Fox Weather Storm Specialist Mike Seidel. Thank you. Storm Specialist Mike Seidel opting to ride the storm out from the coastline at Kill Devil Hills. The winds have eased, the snow has eased, and he is joining us with the very latest out of the city. It's all about the sunshine this morning, and temperatures, they were very cold before the sun came up, but we're gradually inching our way closer to that freezing mark as we get into the afternoon.
And you know, if I had you or Bain out here, I could actually measure the snowfall because what, you're about 4'11", 5 feet tall.
Hey, let's
something
round
like
up,
that.
Mike. Let's round up. I am about 5'1".
Okay.
5'1".
Okay, 5'1".
Big difference.
But you got your Jimmy Choos on, so you're like 5'4". But anyway, just having some fun here. But look at this snowdrift, and it goes up there. So at the peak, they're about 4 feet. I have never seen 4-foot snowdrifts at the beach this far south. And this is unusual. Why is it unusual? Because when they get snow, it's usually heavier and wet. The temperature is right around 30, 32. This stuff was powder, pure powder, pixie dust. And so it just got whipped around by the wind. We had wind gusts over 50 miles an hour. So you can see what happens to 6 to 8 inches of snow. With winds like that, you get 4-foot drifts. Fortunately, the roads are in pretty good shape as far as drifting goes. There were areas of drifting in between buildings, but right now our concern is what we're left with. Snowpack covered roads. We had a lot of black ice. We can show video from this morning before sunrise. You can see the sheen, but look at the live picture. Now we're getting some melting because the sun is hitting the black asphalt. A black body just soaks up that radiation. But as I mentioned all morning, I've been driving around, looking around. I don't see any signs that they put any salt down, but that, you know, that's fine. The atmosphere will take care of it. But I don't think all of this is going to melt off today. This is pretty thick out here in front of McDonald's. And notice the flag, Old Glory. That is a northwest wind running at about 8 to 10 miles an hour. So the wind chill still right now running about 17 to 18 degrees. But the sun feels great. And we're on the way up to just above freezing today. Tonight, though, back in the mid-20s, so a refreeze on anything that's slushy and has melted. Tomorrow to 40, some rain Wednesday, and yet another Arctic shot. Now, this one is not going to go all the way down to Miami, where it was 38 this morning, but it will impact this area over the weekend. One of the days, I believe Sunday, high here only 34. Keep in mind, the average here is 55 degrees. So yesterday, with a high in the mid-20s, we were 30 degrees below average. Today, despite the sun, will be 20 degrees below average. So, Marissa, it still remains unusually cold here, but having been here 5 days and being in the brunt of it with the tropical storm force sustained winds on Sunday night, Monday morning, and seeing this drift, boy, just amazing, the visual with this drift. That's a pretty healthy drift anywhere in the U.S., but especially here on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, where they don't get a whole lot of snow.
I was looking up, just various locations in through the Carolinas. I was looking out of Newport, the office there, the Moorhead office, averaging 3.6 inches for the season of snowfall. So a lot of areas doubled, if not near tripled, their amount for the season. So it is a lot of snow. It's always been a dream, Mike, to walk through a 4-foot pile of snow for me. I'm not going to lie. To be able to have it that high, it's like running through a cornfield. You just have to do it. I don't know if you can. Didn't you grow up in Michigan?
Didn't you grow up north in Michigan?
Yeah,
So
Metro Detroit.
Never had a 4-foot snowdrift?
As a kid, everything seems larger, right? I was trying to think, I was looking at my kids. We had about a foot of snow in New Jersey for my 2-year-old. The snow almost came up to his chin. So I guess it's all perspective, but the snow was so dry, so powdery, and the wind's obviously so strong. To get a 4-foot snowdrift was easily achieved here in Kill Devil Hills.
Right. This is really the visual of the storm, in addition to the video from Sunday night when we were covering it with those winds. But this really says it all. What happens when you have powdery snow, which I mentioned unusual, and you have 50 to 60 mile an hour winds, and you get 6+ inches of snow in this spot. And you mentioned the average snowfall down around Moorhead City and New Bern, it's 3.5 inches. There were some reports there of up to 16 inches of snow. So we're talking 4 to 5 times their seasonal average in one storm, because they got that first batch of snow that we really didn't get up here Sunday afternoon and early Sunday evening. But feels good. The sun feels good despite temperatures still being at 24 degrees here. It will get up above freezing, and that will help the roadways out here on the Outer Banks. But quite a storm and quite an impact, but nothing like a hurricane or tropical storm, because it's the off season here and there are not many tourists at all. A few came in for the weekend, went back inland, but it's about 40,000 residents here year round, and they're getting around today. And businesses are starting to open up, and there's a fair amount of traffic. It's nice to see the melting though on the roadways, but that will refreeze once the sun goes down this evening.
That's the tricky part, right? And then those early morning commuters. Either way, Mike, your coverage was fantastic over the weekend when you were able to navigate the duration of that storm safely, but bringing us those views. Appreciate that. Appreciate this morning. Fox Weather Storm Specialist Mike Seidel out there in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. And that's from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. In fact, we had, Storm Specialist Mike Seidel, who was there in that wind and in that snow along the shores there. This morning, though, very different picture, at least in terms of the intensity, right? The winds are gone. The snow is no longer falling, but the snow drifts, Mike, have been something to feature out of this area as a result of the wind.
This is very unusual for the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And the only way it can happen, you get the wind, which we've gotten before, but we had powder snow. Temperatures were in the mid-20s as it fell, so the wind was able to shape it and bend it and blow it around. We're out here at the barbecue spot here on the Outer Banks on 158, and some of these drifts, this drift here up to about 4 feet, but look at the undulation. Just kind of cool. You don't usually see this here. You may be in the Dakotas or in Chicago, but you've got to have the wind and the powder snow. Temperatures now rising close to 30. It's going to be in the mid-30s this afternoon, above freezing for a few hours with a bright sunshine, but the concern still lingers on these roadways. 158 and Highway 12. Black ice this morning. Take a look. This is video I shot around 5 a.m. and look at the sheen off the highway. You had to do about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Braking had to be slow because you would spin out. It doesn't matter what you're driving unless you got a Zamboni. So now the sun is starting to melt off the snow and ice, but whatever doesn't melt and whatever slushes around is going to refreeze tonight and tomorrow morning. Now the extreme cold warning has ended. The winter weather advisory's ended, but again, keep an eye on those roads for Tuesday morning. Tomorrow's high will be around 40, but we have another shot of cold air coming in over the weekend, and highs over the weekend will only be in the mid-30s. Now keep in mind that the average high now is in the mid-50s. Unfortunate news again today. More houses have fallen in Buxton. 3 additional, counting the one yesterday, that's 4, and that puts their total up just over 20 since last September. Now, they have moved several homes away from the ocean since last October when all those fell in Buxton and Rodanthe, but there's still more that are, teetering on the edge down there in Buxton. Highway 12 is going to be open at some point, but as of late morning, it has not opened up. So the sun is out. It feels good. The wind has dropped off northwest at 10 miles an hour. And we look forward to the melting after just an unusual snowstorm, the combination of wind and snow Sunday night and Monday. It was a near blizzard here on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Marissa?
Yeah, it's interesting, too. A lot of things, right? So in speaking to somebody out of North Carolina this morning, out of the Outer Banks, Hunter Hicks, who recorded the video of that home falling on Sunday, said he witnessed 2 of the homes fall into the Outer Banks, or into the Atlantic, and he was in front of one of the homes, Mike, that he said he could hear the cracking. So I wonder, that must have been the one he showed us that fell in, which you combine the high tide, the astronomical high tide. We had the snow moon, a full moon for today, or I guess going into this morning, in combination with just the nor'easter offshore.
Yes, and I heard him say that he could hear the house creaking.
Yeah.
So I think it's on borrowed time. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but there will be more storms. There will be more nor'easters, and it won't take much more to knock that one too in the ocean. And then they have to worry about the next row of homes. If you look back and see a photo of the beach just 10 to 15 years ago, it goes way, way out. It's just amazing to compare that. I saw this last fall when I was down there covering the homes falling in, just how much beach has been lost in recent years. I mean, it used to be a road there, and the homes were on the other side of the road. Those homes are all gone. And then there was a big dune and area out to the beach. You had to walk way out to the beach, and that is all gone right now. And they don't do beach replenishment down there like they do on many of the beaches from here up to Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey. So they're at the whim of the atmosphere, and unfortunately, that's what happens with these nor'easters, tropical storms, and hurricanes. But the folks here would rather see this than a hurricane by any means. It's the off season, the slow season, and they can deal with a snow day. Yesterday, basically everything was closed yesterday, and now things are starting to open up as the roads get better, and obviously the visibility isn't a quarter to a half a mile anymore in snow and blowing snow. But I can't get over what we found here, this visual, this drift here. on the Outer Banks. That's just, I think it's the kind of the visual of the storm, not counting when it was happening, when I was out there in the wind and snow Sunday night and Monday morning. But this aftermath picture pretty much, in fact, I texted it to some folks, and they couldn't believe it. It was in North Carolina. They could not believe it was on the Outer Banks.
Because of the consistency.
Where are you? Where are you? You know, in Charlotte? Or are you in the mountains of North Carolina where they had 2 feet of snow? But this is what happens when you have 6 to 8 inches of snow and 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That's how you get these big drifts, powder snow. So imagine if we'd had a foot or more of snow, double the size of the drifts.
Yeah, I think it was something, you're speaking very similar line of thinking that we had with the warning coordination meteorologist out of Morehead City, so south of where you are, but saying, yeah, we don't get a dry, fluffy snow here, not like this typically, which makes sense off of the Atlantic to get a heavier snow. But the snowfall ratios going into this were predicted to be between 15 to 20 inches, 15 to 20 to 1. So for every 1 inch of water, you can get 15 inches of snow perhaps. So I think it is a fun snow. It is a fun snow, Mike. It doesn't make good snowballs, but you can really jump into that and have some fun.
You want me to jump into it?
No, you don't have to jump into it. No. I mean, no. I mean, unless you want to. I was just saying in general for folks who like to dive into a snow.
Why not?
Why not? Do it.
We've been serious for too long. Here I go.
Go, Mike, go! Oh, that was a great time. That was awesome. You look like one of those fallen iguanas out of Miami. Oh, and look at a snow angel. Way to go, Mike. Wow. You deserve. Mike was standing in those winds and the snow and the sand. Mike, appreciate your coverage. You always. Deserve it. That was a good snow angel.
Ladies, hey, enjoy that next Arctic shot this weekend in New York City. We down south.
Yeah, that's what we get for making him do a jump in the snow.
No, that was great. That was
looking
great,
Mike.
Gotta have a little bit of fun, right? Fox Weather Storm specialist, snow angel connoisseur, Mike Seidel in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Thanks, Mike.
It was really good.
Dust off the snow.
Dust it
off the
up.
snow.